Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Chief Operating Officer of the Gay Lesbian Victory Fund and Institute, Mr. Torey Carter.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street light.
Wow. Houston, Texas. Woo! Wow, thank you all so much for being here. If I could just start by acknowledging one more person that was in the room that we missed earlier. Texas State Rep Sylvester Turner. If you could stand. Oh, these lights. Thank you so much for being here. On behalf of the Victory Fund staff, I want to give a giant, and I mean giant, Texas-style giant, thank you to our sponsors, to our table hosts and captains, and to all of you for joining us here today to help us continue our fight for full equality. Without you, none of this would be possible. And we are grateful that you are standing next to us to help us select some of the most dedicated and talented public servants. This brunch is a celebration of our progress as LGBT people. It's a recognition of how far we've gotten in our push for full equality. But it's not a celebration of the end of that fight, because the end has not yet come. Yes, we're moving towards equality, faster than ever. You can feel it, but not fast enough. Not fast enough for folks in Kansas, where a high-ranking state official recently invited or suggested that LGBT people move to San Francisco if they want equal rights. Not for the factory worker in Alabama who's afraid to take her, let alone she's afraid to take her partner to the company picnic, much less seek domestic partner benefits. Not fast enough for transgender kids in Idaho who are bullied not just by their peers, but also by their teachers. Not fast enough for some folks right here in this room. So we have to dedicate ourselves, and in some ways, rededicate ourselves to moving even faster until we are truly victorious. Look, I'm an openly gay black man raised in a small town in North Carolina by a single mother. Some might suggest even that I'm not even supposed to be on this stage. But I am here. I'm here because I have a partner who gave me the courage to be out and proud and to present my full self to the world. I'm here because of my mother, who told me that I could rise above what others expected of me. And I'm here because I saw where I wanted to go. I went in that direction, full speed ahead. But our opponents have told us that we're not supposed to be here. We don't belong at the altar. We don't belong on Capitol Hill, and we certainly don't belong in City Hall. But I am here, and you are here, and the openly lesbian mayor of Houston is here. And the first openly gay person of color elected to Congress, he's here too. And that's why we're starting to win. Because despite long odds, we are pushing on, we are breaking through, and we are going where they said we couldn't. And we can't stop now. You know, I was watching CNN the other day, and one of our opponents was describing our progress. And he said, you know, they've already picked the low-hanging fruit. It's going to get a lot tougher for them to win now. You see, our opponents are watching us. They're waiting to see if we're going to ease off the gas just a little bit now that we can get married in 17 out of the 50 states. They're waiting to see if we really mean that all Americans deserve equal rights. Will we keep moving forward for everyone? For that closeted Latino kid here in Houston? For that factory worker in Alabama? Or for that kid in North Carolina? You know, maybe our opponents are right. Maybe winning in Mississippi and Tennessee and Georgia is going to be a lot tougher than Washington and New York. But if we stop fighting now, there won't be any maybe about it. We will lose in those places, and we will let down millions of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender Americans in the process. That's why we chose Full Speed Ahead as our theme this year. Because we're going to be working across the country to make sure that LGBT voices are heard in government everywhere. But we're going to pay special attention to the places where LGBT candidates can break through barriers. Places where their victories will provide hope for people who've been waiting for something to be hopeful about for a long time. This year, Victory will endorse close to 200 candidates for public office. We'll train these candidates and campaign workers from coast to coast, starting next month in Kansas City with our first training. We'll train young LGBT leaders by bringing them to Washington for internships on Capitol Hill. We'll bring together hundreds of LGBT officials from across America and abroad at our annual conference in December in Washington. We'll even train future candidates abroad in places like Serbia and Peru, where life can be especially hard or difficult for LGBT people. What we won't do is take our foot off that gas pedal. We won't slow down because we can't. We mean what we say when we say that we're fighting for equality everywhere for everybody. Thank you. We are fortunate to have with us today the very first openly gay member of Congress from California, and the first out person of color to serve in Congress. Congressman Takano is already making his mark in Washington in his first term in office. His election in 2012 helped grow the power and influence of our community in the House of Representatives. And he's here with us today to talk a little bit about why the LGBT caucus needs to grow even larger to help us move forward towards true equality in our federal laws. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Congressman Mark Takano.
Yeah, you can tell